Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beatles Dustino, coming at you today with yet another video and kind of a review on a record shop I visited while I was doing a little traveling this past weekend. I was going through Minneapolis, St. Paul area, stayed the night kind of in the area there too, and had heard the last year I was there. It was funny, it came up on my YouTube feed. There was a video shocking, talking about a local record shop there in Minneapolis that is probably one of the best in not just Minnesota, but the country. And I made a mental note the next time I got a little free time and a little free money to go pop in there. So that is what I did. But let's get on to that after the intro. So yeah, I'll link that video in the description here on that other YouTuber that visited there and ranked this pretty highly. Even saying Electric Fetus is a pretty known record shop in Minneapolis area, and he said this is far better than Electric Fetus, and I will agree. After being there, it is 100% better than Electric Fetus. Electric Fetus is definitely good. If you're visiting the area, go check it out. I'm not going to say anything on that, but make your time to go down to Hopkins, Minnesota, kind of in the southern suburb area there, and check out Mill City Sound. What an amazing shop. I was just dumbfounded when I walked in there. It was laid out so beautifully. Everything was organized beautifully. He went right to, I went straight for the Beatles section. I went straight for Paul McCartney, John Lennon, so forth. The people I really am collecting. Told myself I'm not going to look at too many others. Hendrix had a little selection there too. I did check out some Tom Petty. And I unfortunately didn't check out the new stock stuff, the new incoming section there. But I did go through even their brand new area and looked at all that stuff too. And they had a really nice selection. Everything again laid out perfect. Everything was where you expected it to be. If it said Paul McCartney, it was all Paul McCartney. If it said whoever, it was whoever. So it was very well laid out, very well organized. I was highly impressed. They do have a lower level, which I didn't go visit. They told me I had to next time I'm in. And the guys working there, by the way, too, are just wonderful. Very friendly. Very happy I stopped by. Had a great little chat with them as I was checking out there. They gave me tips and everything on what to do next time I come in. And were, showing me everything, all the Beatles stuff. They had the Beatles 45s right up by the register. All that. It was a really cool shop. I was really happy with it. And the lower level, the basement had, I think they said jazz and soundtracks, and then a 99-cent section. And then also in the upper part, towards the back, there was all the CDs, which again were beautifully laid out. Everything was well organized. Everything was, right where you'd expect it to be. Just highly impressed, highly impressed. And I told myself priority to me is going to be finding those Beatles records that I've been struggling to find in my area here. And I struck out pretty good and found kind of what I was looking for. I'm really happy. I told them, I said, I got to fill those Beatles holes before I fill anything else. And the first one I was really after was a copy of Sgt. Pepper's. I don't have a classic copy of Sgt. Pepper's yet. And as you might see, this one's kind of special. So take a look at it. I'll pull it out of the wrapper here. I told myself even if it is like a later pressing, I'm going to be, happy with it and to find it. But this is a kind of a first run pressing. It's on the Capital Rainbow label, as you'll see here soon. But there's the spine, the back. And as you're probably guessing, this is a Capital one. So beautiful gatefold. There we go. Exactly what you'd expect. So it's a Capital one. So it's, where am I going here on this? It's going to be available in mono or stereo. So it did have the original inner sleeve in beautiful condition too, I must say. No insert though. So that's the only kind of downfall on that. But do I need cutout mustache and whatnot? Well, here is the Capital Rainbow label. And as you can tell, it's a mono pressing. Which I was actually hoping to find more than a stereo pressing, even though the stereo pressing's got that little banner above giving it just slightly different artwork. That says stereo and the yellow banner across the top there. But yeah, I was really happy with this. It's in beautiful shape too, absolutely beautiful shape. And it looks like they clean their records up really well before they put them out on the shelf and everything. So, and yeah, I don't see, especially now that I'm under the lights here, I don't see any scratches or anything on this. So I'm very happy with this, as I've been wanting the Sergeant Pepper's. And the price was not terrible on it. I don't know if it ever doesn't really show up on the screen, but that's the one thing I'm going to complain about is they put the price tag right on the jacket instead of on the sleeve. That they had everything sleeved, but the price tag goes on the jacket, which I guess is probably because, you know, somebody could just switch out the sleeve, I suppose, and then, you know, just switch out for a cheaper sleeve. But you know, it is what it is. I can peel those off fairly easily. I'm fairly good at it without wrecking too much, so not gonna complain too much. But that would be about my only complaint. I'll just pull this out of the sleeve this time before we get showing it. The other one that I've really been struggling to find, believe it or not, is Yellow Submarine. Now, that was the only Sergeant Pepper's copy I found there. There were several that I could pick through on Yellow Submarine, so that was good on them on that. And I found this one here, looked decent enough shape and not a bad price on it. Again, the price tag on the jacket there. I'll show you the front, the spine, and the back here. And I'm not positive if this is the correct inner sleeve. I think it is, though. I think once they switched to the Apple label, it was just kind of the plain white inner sleeve, but that's what it's got. Of course, this is the Apple label. And this one, again, in really nice shape. I was really happy with it. There was one other one there, had some guy's name written on it or something, so I skipped by that one. And yeah, this one looked really good. And I think I had another option I could kind of look at, you know, to choose a little bit of a smudge there or something, but I think that might clean up, so I'm not too worried about that. Happy to have a Yellow Submarine in the collection now. And then another one I've been kind of looking for that kind of rounds out my album collection for the Beatles, of the original 60s albums. Not getting into then the 70s and 80s compilations. So I'm pretty complete now on that. I think I'm missing Help is the only thing I'm missing. And they did have one there. I kind of forgot to look for it, I think. I was so excited to find a Yellow Submarine and Sergeant Pepper's right away that I kind of forgot to look at it. And towards the end, I looked one more time through and I'm like, oh yeah, there's Help. I do need a Help. But I was like, I'm kind of trying to keep it on a budget, and I feel like I'm right in where I want to be on that budget. So I kind of said, I'll find it again. So it's not. And my goal on this is to find a mono and a stereo of everything. So I'm really, I do need to still find the stereo now of Sergeant Pepper's, but at least I'm halfway there on that. And I know there's several of the other albums that I need to find, one or the other, the mono or the stereo. But then the other one that I saw, seeing as we were talking about the compilations, and I just saw there's a name on this one, there were two of these there, and they were both the same price. So it was kind of, which one do I go for? And they were both, I think, the original pressing, because I believe if they weren't the original pressing, they're not quite this leathery feel like this has got. And they might not have the gold foil even, but the other one was a little more beat up around the edges here. So I was like, the records themselves were about the same condition, but just the jacket, was the thing that was really pulling me on this one. And I do see somebody etch their name into there, but oh well. And the funny thing on this is one of my local record shops, I'm not going to say their name, but they had a copy of this last time I was in there, about in this condition, and maybe slightly nicer, but not, the price that they had it priced at. And, this is one I really been kind of looking for. And I love the gold foil on the track listing on the back there. And I absolutely love that gatefold. See, as we're sitting here talking about it here. Yeah, they had it, though, last time I was in there a couple weeks back. And I couldn't believe the price they put on it. I'm like, a 70s compilation, you're putting that type of price on it? It wasn't like it was a sealed copy or anything like that. They I think they were asking like $55 or something like that for it. And I'm like, what the heck does this justify a $55 price tag? Well, they were asking $16.99. That to me seems like a right price tag, and they both were priced at that. So again, Mill City Sound to the rescue there. And it did have the inner sleeves, so it's got these nice printed inner sleeves. Show you the record here. And I always love these on these ones. So there's side 1 on disc 1, and then side 4 on disc 1. And yes, I understand the automated turntables. And then here's disc 2's inner sleeve. There's the track listing. That side look about the same, but this side is of course different with a different track listing. And so this one will be, oh, let's see if we get it right. Yep, there we go. Side 2 and side 3. And then it did, of course, feature a little pamphlet booklet thing that came with it, and this was in there in fairly decent shape itself. I did find the middle page was kind of coming undone from the staple, but I'll just kind of flip through this quick to show you. It's just basically the tracks and then all the lyrics, which is really cool. They were doing something like this. Really like it. Here's the page that's out here. Yeah, I'll just keep it in there. We'll make sure it stays. And yeah, I was very happy this was included, and the inner sleeves and everything else there. And then solo-wise, I didn't find a lot. I still need to really get going on the vintage John Lennon stuff, and they did have a few. I was like, I still kind of dragging my feet on it. I don't know why. I've got that Lennon box set with all the vinyl on it, and I just kind of, I'm focusing, I guess, on the other three guys right now. So I was kind of, and I glanced through McCartney's section, and I figured I was going to find a McCartney of some sort that I wanted. Not much in terms of albums. I did see there was a couple of McCartney 3s. They had a couple of those variants there. And the one I was really kind of tempted on, but it was, I might as well have not got these other things because it was out of the budget that much. But I did spot this, and I was very happy to find. For some reason, I haven't been able to find this locally, and it's definitely, something I've wanted to add because it is official for the most part. Yeah, I just kind of want to get this added in. Yeah, it's the Paul McCartney interview, and the price on it was not bad. It was only $6.99, so I didn't think that was a terrible price at all. Again, it's got an inner sleeve. I'm not positive if that's correct. I'm almost thinking it is because it is kind of that era. And there's side 1 on the Columbia label there, and then side 2, and in really good shape again, so was really happy to find it. So yeah, overall I was really impressed with Mill City Sound, and I would say if you're ever in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, get yourself over there and go check them out. Very great shop. Prices were reasonable. Everything was organized very well, and I mean, it was just stack after stack after stack, of records there. So plenty of digging, and I would say give yourself a full day. I only gave myself budgeted in to the time there. I went there as I was leaving town, and I really told myself I don't want to be in here much over an hour, and you definitely need more than an hour. But I just hit my hot points there, the Beatles and that's what I stuck with. I gave a good glance around the whole place, except for the basement, of course, and really got a good feel for it. So if I do get in there again, I'm going to definitely, check out some more. And there was one thing I left there that I'm kicking myself on. It was a new, in the new section. As a matter of fact, it was new. They had an original copy of new, and now I'm telling everybody this. So yeah, and the price wasn't bad on it. And I'm really kind of kicking myself I didn't pick that up too. Didn't expect to find that there, I guess, for some reason. Next time I'm in the cities, and I'm going to be there in just a few weeks again, and I'm going to be down there, of course, for the One Hand Clapping film. And I am trying to go to another record shop, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Mill City Sound because I'm kind of setting aside time on the Sunday as I'm leaving after the film, and they're not open on Sundays. So, but where I am planning to go is down in the Valley, another kind of famous one of the cities there, Minneapolis, St. Paul area. But yeah, down in the Valley records, I'm going to probably go browse through after the film there. And head out of town. And they got 2 locations, and I might just, because if I go to the one and how I got to leave town, I'm pretty much going to drive by the other, and it's right off the interstate. I might hit the other one too, just to go see. And they are open on Sunday, so I am going to go probably check them out. Unless maybe Saturday I squeeze in a little time to go back to Mill City Sound and get that Paul McCartney there that I skipped on. Anyways, I'm going to show you too, as it was kind of part of that trip, I stopped by and visited with my one cousin who's given me a lot of other stuff before here. I'm kind of exchanging some Hot Wheels, really nice collectible Hot Wheels that I've had over the years. He's always kind of wanted them, and they're just sitting around my house now. And I'm like, I'd rather them go to somebody that really appreciates them than that. So I brought him another box of those that I'd found, and he gave me a couple other Beatles things. I'll start with this one here. He just gave me another 8-track of Rubber Soul. No sleeve or anything with it, but another rubber sole 8-track there. And I think he was saying to me too, he says, I gave you a few 8-tracks before. I think that was in there. And I was like, I think you're right. And I didn't know until I got home. And yeah, he was right. He also gave me this, he gave me a whole bunch of books already before. But this one, I don't know if he just recently found it or dug it up somewhere. But this is the Beatles 50 Fabulous Years with a documentary DVD included book here by, who is this by? Robert Rodriguez is the author of this. And he says, is that the director? But and then DVD commentary by Les Krantz. And we actually popped on the DVD and we're kind of looking at it a little as we were visiting there. And it was kind of interesting because it was they showed a lot of old newsreels, and I'm probably going to take it out of this sleeve because I don't think this sleeve is doing any good. It was really hard to get it out of this. Probably the original sleeve for it, but I don't think it's doing much good for the disc there. But yeah, I'll just give you an idea of some of the book here. It looks like a really nice book. It's in great shape. So excited to kind of check this out. I'm excited to look at the rest of that DVD as it was pretty interesting there. Where did it go? Oh, geez. Slipped right out there. All right. But yeah, there's that book. And then he also gave me, not quite Beatles related here, but interesting, as this is the first one of these in my collection. This is a Woodstock film laser disc. I have never got a laser disc before. Always thought it would be interesting to have one in the collection, and they're basically LP sized packages, and even kind of in sleeves like LPs come in. And this was interesting because it's got the shrink wrap on it. It's even got the price tag and everything from the original store, even the security tag on the back here. I'm not sure what store this is from. We were thinking Best Buy. He had a whole bunch of others in his collection. A lot of them were music related too. And they all were like this. They all had the shrink wrap just open on the side and the price tag still on it. So pretty interesting with that. But there is the cover and the back and everything on it. Did I show you the spine? I can't remember. I'll do it one more time. And unfortunately, the sleeves have got a little mold or something on them. Show you the sleeves here. Yeah, this is the first one here. I got it kind of backwards right now. Really interesting holding these because you're so used to even 180 gram vinyl. That side too. There's a. I'm not going to show you the other one because it's just shiny disc basically, but kind of cool on that. I'll show you just in the sleeve here. Just give you an idea of the. I suppose I showed you backwards there. But side 3 and side 4 on that. But very interesting piece to add to the collection there, nonetheless there. And I've always wanted to get the anthology on the laser disc. I was telling him that's one thing Beatles-wise I've really always wanted to get, and probably try to find some of the other solo and Beatles laser discs that were official. He also gave me, he had got this box full of just old posters, and this isn't, but it's the London Palladium show poster. And I told him right away, I said, I know I've seen this image. I've seen even the bottom like that. So I've seen this poster before and always thought it was really cool. And it's in decent shape. So I think I'm going to frame this up and put it in the hall back there. So you'll be seeing it a lot more on the channel here. But I was really happy to get that too. But he was showing me some of the other ones in that box that he got. And it was pretty cool stuff. There was a lot of Prince stuff. Of course, Minneapolis, St. Paul area that he found that. So that's pretty understandable. The one I think, I told him, I said, I'm pretty sure this is out of an album because you could see the 12 by 12 square folds on it. So I'm pretty sure that's where that one came from. But yeah, I gave him a little exchange of Hot Wheels, and he gave me a little bit more Beatles music related stuff there to add to my collection. So I really appreciate that and really had a good time at Mill City Sound. And very much looking forward to Down in the Valley and checking that out. I think that's going to be a really great shop too. I think it's Down in the Valley, and I know there's a Cheapo or something, and then yeah, Electric Fetus. Those are kind of the big ones. So Down in the Valley should be a fairly good shop. So we'll have to kind of compare it to Mill City Sound and see what I think, because I've been to Electric Fetus and now I've been to Mill City Sound. So let's see. Mill City Sound is phenomenal. And let's see if Down in the Valley can match it, or if it's more like Electric Fetus or something. I don't know. Being that is more of a touristy, known of one. So possibly. So I'm curious to see how it all turns out here. And I won't know unless I go visit it, right? So But yeah, anyways, once again, just a reminder on that too, that I am going to be going to that Sunday showing. I'll put the theater in that up there again. I can't remember the name of it off my head. I know it's in St. Louis Park. It's a Marcus Theater, Showplace something. But yeah, I'm going to be going to the 1 o'clock showing that Sunday afternoon, Sunday matinee there. And then, like I said, I'm probably going to go to Down in the Valley afterwards. So if you want to hang out with me, watch the film with me, maybe head over to Down in the Valley. I'll be doing that Sunday. So come and say hi if you're in the area there, and we'll hang out. But anyways, I'm going to get wrapping up here. I don't want to make this too long. And I do, once again, before I do wrap up, thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And like I always say, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've ever been to Mill City Sound or if you've heard about it. Like I said, I'll have that link in the description here of that other video I watched there with that guy talking about it. I know he's got an interview with the owner. I did meet that owner there that day too. Really nice guy. It sounds like he's the Beatles guy too, of course. So they were telling me that the Beatles stuff was all him. So, but yeah. Anyways, let me know if you've been there. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you've been to Down in the Valley or Electric Fetus, any of those, or any of the other ones in the Minneapolis area. I know there are several great record shops in that area. I know there's another one. It's a real tiny little building. Looks like a really kind of cool place. I'm probably going to go check that out one of these days too, just because of the building. It just looks so interesting. But anyways, I'm going to get fully signing out. I am Beetle Dustino signing out.